I'm Hunter. This is the Family Showdown!
Howdy folks, today we're looking at our top 10 games that the other person likes more than us. This was suggested by David at our last, in the comments of our last update. He had it going the other direction. It was games that I like more than them, but we're doing it the other way around to kind of make it more interesting, I think.
Just to mess you up.
Yep. So this is, not to be confused, top 10 games they like more than us.
So I'm starting.
You're starting, as always.
All right. So, my number 10 game that Hunter likes more than I do is Stockpile. And, before we talk about this too, like, before we get too crazy, like, how did you, like, decide your rankings?
Oh, the order?
Yes.
I would think the order would be how extreme the like and dislike, like how much more you like it than I. I eliminated some games, like some mass market games that you like that I would never even touch. A few of those I eliminated. Okay. But yeah, for the most part, it's how extreme the range is between the two.
I think for the most part, that's mine too.
Okay.
So, as I'm sure we'll have much to discuss.
Well, yeah, because we don't know,
stuff.
as always, unless we're doing a combo list, we do not see each other's lists before we do the discussion.
It makes it exciting for everyone.
And that's kind of why I kind of switched it around the other direction, because I think it'd be more interesting for them to guess the ones that the other person likes more. So,
yeah, this will be fun.
All right.
Because someone might get one wrong somewhere.
Potentially, yes.
Potentially. I highly doubt it, though. We'll see. Okay, so I already spoiled my number 10, and that's Stockpile. Now, another thing to say about this, too. Obviously, it's not going to be games that I hate that he loves, because if it's in our collection, we probably both like it at least a little bit, so keep that in mind. Stockpile, for me, was a really nice surprise. I'm not typically one... I didn't get my math brain until I was, like, 28. I am not kidding. I could not do math. And so, for me to like a math game is very not the usual. This is very unusual for me. And I like this game a lot. Hunter loves the economic games and the stock market games, and his job revolves around math. So obviously he loves math a lot more than I do. And this game is really neat, and I really like it, but Hunter loves this game. So that's why I put Stockpile for number 10.
Yeah, I think I would even like this, not to be rude, but I think I would like this more if I was challenged more in this game.
Oh, really? Hey, I am getting closer every time. Every time we play this, the margin of victory has gotten significantly smaller, I would like to add.
But I don't mean that about what I mean by that is I can look at the stock groupings and go, okay, that one's worth 20, that one's worth about 25, that one's worth 10, that one's worth 5, and I can kind of judge by, because I do math, that's what I do for a living, I can go, okay, so I figure out which bid is going to give me the greatest profit based on what I believe is in those stacks. And most people go, that stack looks good, I'll bid on that. They
don't give away my secret place.
But I math it out, and in doing so, since it's such a mathy game, and there is randomness to the game that can cause it to swing different ways, but for the most part, if you math it out, you're probably going to do a little bit better at this game. So, but yeah, I do love the game, and it's really, really, I enjoy it. I like the predicting what's going to happen and judging risk versus reward on different stacks, and it just rides right up my alley of what I like to do.
Yeah. So I would say I got that right then, huh?
You're correct on that one.
What's your number 10?
My number 10 is Lost Cities.
Yes.
And I would like this game more if I was any good at it. We've played it probably, maybe 15 times, and I've maybe won once or twice, maybe.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And what's funny, it's a math game.
Who knew, right?
But it's a math game with pressure luck.
That's true. And for some reason, Press Your Luck hates you. You press too much. You're like...
I always think, oh gosh, if I go one more, I'm going to make such a big gain or lots of points. And one more turn. And what I do with that game is I wait and hold cards and hold cards and hold cards and organize them and get ready to go. And by the time I get ready to start playing cards, the game's over. And I've been destroyed. So I just don't know when to switch gears in that game to start putting cards down instead of waiting. Anyway.
And for some reason, I have a knack of really figuring out quickly what I can do where. And so I have my... I mapped that game out several turns ahead somehow. I still don't even know how I do it.
Well, honestly, I think you also pull the trigger quicker on putting cards down than I do. That's a big thing. Sometimes it's just better just to throw cards down and get cards down than it is to try to get the best organization of cards. So there's Lost Cities. If I was better at it, I'd probably like it more.
So true, right? All right. My number 9 is Dice Masters.
Yes.
And I do like this game a lot. But again, we're talking about dice. And if you've watched any of our videos that have anything to do with dice anywhere, you know that dice normally hate me quite a bit. So, I love this game and I love the concept of this game. And I get all excited and I get all these beefy guys out and I'm ready to go attack. And I roll the most horrendous rolls you can get. Or I roll all resources. I roll the smallest person that can attack possible. Or something horrendous. And it happens just enough to kind of kill some of the game for me. Where I'm like, oh, not again. So after a while I get tired of dice. Dice just gets old. But I love the way the game plays. And of course Hunter loves dice. And they don't hate him like they do me. Not even a little bit. So... where the press your luck thing, I guess it's a balancing act, right? You die on press your luck, so to make up for it, Lady Luck decided that you can be good with dice.
That's where it comes back around.
It does.
It's funny that you mentioned Dice Masters. We were just talking, was it yesterday we were talking about Dice Masters and Couriers? And I used to love those games. They were like both of them are my top probably 5 games, or used to be in my top 5 games. But in the last year, our taste in games has just completely changed, and now we're into the heavier, longer, more complicated games. Yeah. And when I look at those games, I'm like, those almost seem like filler games now to me. They're so light, and I'm curious where they're going to fall.
You're going to be doing your top 100?
Yeah, my top 100 is going to come up here in a month or two. And we're going to do a full... Last year we just did top 10s. We're doing full 100s the next time. The kids probably won't do full 100s.
No, we're not doing all that.
But Rebecca and I are going to do full 100s. I'm curious where those are going to land.
Yeah.
Because they're... I think they've dropped down the list a little bit because, like I said, we're really into the big, heavy games. The Feld games and the big Civ games and... just more complicated, more decisions, where those games are really pretty simplistic. I mean, you roll some dice, you got some points to spend, you buy die and roll dice. I mean, it's really, which is fun,
and but there's some light strategy to it, and how you pick your deck, so to speak, and your team. But yeah, there's, as far as weight goes, that's pretty much a little heavy family weight, maybe you'd say.
Yeah, it's a pretty lightweight game. It's pretty
light, but yeah, I mean, it's funny you bring that up. I think that's almost a conversation for a channel update or something at some point. Is talking about
how our taste in games have changed,
because I think that's something that I've noticed as a trend in general with board gamers, especially that turn collectors and things. So we'll have to more on that later.
Yeah,
but yeah, the Dice Masters. Both we're fans of both, especially the latest with the D&D one. The way they did the characters, and the variety and things, and that, just the way the game plays, really good game.
Yep.
Solid game. But he likes it more.
I do indeed like it a lot more than you do.
Yes.
Even though it has, I think, fallen back a little.
Yeah, but you still like it more though. Yeah.
All right, so my number 9, right?
Yep.
My number 9 is Star Realms.
Of course.
I enjoy Star Realms quite a bit. She loves Star Realms. This would have been higher up my list, but I really do enjoy Star Realms. I like the game. I actually have it on my phone. I play it on my phone all the time.
What? No wonder I'm always losing lately. Okay, huh?
I just play the free one. I didn't pay for the...
You know what? It's probably good that I didn't even know that there was an app. You guys would never get anything out of me.
So anyway, Star Realms, it's a deck builder with a space theme. End of story. But I do love it because it's so quick. The games are fast. A game lasts maybe 10 minutes, maybe a little more.
10 to 20. It depends. Sometimes you can have a slow.
But you pull out the deck, shuffle up, and boom, you're playing, and it's quick and easy to play.
I have a little box, and it's got all the expansions.
So that's the only reason why it isn't way up on the list, is because I do really enjoy it myself quite a bit.
Exactly.
So
same here.
Star Realms.
That's a good pick. So we're down to number 8.
Number 8. I feel some of these are gonna break my heart.
It's possible. But I suspect that none of them are truly a surprise either at the same time.
Maybe not.
I'm going to let you all in on a little secret. I do like social deduction games.
Oh, man.
But I have to be in the mood for social deduction games. I'm not always going to be like, let's play this! Because sometimes, okay, let's face it, I'm pretty open book. You guys know exactly what I'm feeling. I rarely have the poker face. And when I do, it's usually in, like, I'm telling the truth, but for some reason everyone thinks I'm hiding something. And so I get maligned. Long story. Anyway, so to give you an idea, my number 8 is Spyfall.
No, Spyfall.
I love
Spyfall.
And I love Spyfall too. That's why it's number 8 and not like number 1 or something like this, because I do love this game. And we love to play the roles and the role playing, but this game causes me angst. I almost have like chills of terror if I end up being the spy, because I'm like, I cannot. I'm sitting there the whole time going, dear, what are you talking about? And it's just so easy for me to just do that face. And so everybody knows it's, yeah.
Yeah, I off the charts love Spyfall.
And
and my favorite part of the Spyfall is being the spy. I love being the spy.
I can't.
Because you're like, listening to everybody, and then you figure it out, like, boom, I know where we are, and it's just like, it's like the Rocky stance on the steps.
See, and I'm sitting there as the spy going, please someone screw up and ask a dumb question. Please say something stupid. Yeah, because that's the only time I have a prayer. Or if I say something that's just slightly vague enough, they're like, I get the sideways look from Hunter, and I'm like, I'm already been had. It's just so much stress.
Spyfall.
I don't need that stress in my life.
No,
I love that game. I really do, but he loves that game.
Yeah, that's an amazing game.
So what's your number 8 then?
My number 8 is...
I don't know why I love that game so much. It's dice, people. This, again, the math thing and the dice. What? This game's greatness.
I like Escape.
I just love
It's
that.
an okay experience. It's interesting, but in the grand scheme of things, you're just sitting here rolling dice the whole time. It just I don't know. I guess it's
okay. I'll tell you why I like that. It's the only game we have like that. It's completely different.
True.
It's got theme music. It comes with its own theme music.
True.
You do not need to set the theme. And let's face it, the dice hate me. I expect them to hate me in this, but you get to help bail me out, so it works out. It's just...
I like it, but I don't know. I think a couple of things that I don't like about it is that it's a lot of setup for a short little game. True. You have to pull out. We have to. I mean, I guess maybe an app or something for it, but we actually have to pull out a CD player and set it up, and and it's not enough to it. It's just, like I said, just rolling dice. It's an interesting experience to do every once in a while. Yeah. And I like it when we play with someone for the first time. It makes it kind of funny to see their reactions. That's funny. And we haven't let the kids play yet.
Oh my gosh, they'll have a heart attack.
Yeah.
They will have a heart attack.
So there you go. I think my point is proven. She's all giddy over it, and I'm kind of mad.
It's just fun. It's something different. I really am an Omni gamer. I like a little bit of everything. And that one's just a light, silly, stupid chase, run around in place, going crazy game. What more can you ask for?
It's okay.
Oh, meh.
Exactly. It's a meh.
No. It's better than meh. Alright. Fine. In that case, I'll break your heart again with my number 7.
Oh, here we go.
To continue along my social deduction-esque games, Sheriff of Nottingham.
Oh, I love Sheriff!
Again, if I'm not in the mood to play this game,
I love
it is
Sheriff.
blatantly obvious when I'm lying. So I'm like, yeah, here's 4 cheese. Just open it. We're done here. I lost. I get it. The children delight in busting me.
I love Sheriff. I don't know. It's just that game. It's got so much. You got the bluffing. You got your role play. I like to role play it. There's the whole smack talking back and forth and threatening people and doing crazy deals and just love Sheriff.
No, and I actually like this game. I really do. But I don't like it for my play of it. I like it because of the interaction with everybody else. Everybody else's banter and the jokes about whether or not, your apple's way heavily and clink with metal and sound like crossbows, or just the funny stuff that's going on. And I love being the crooked sheriff or whatever sheriff at the point in time, trying to eke bribes out of the children. It was much more fun when they didn't know how to make change. But so it's really...
Katie would just bribe you a 20.
Yes.
She didn't know the difference between a 20
sure
and a 1.
Okay, we're good. We're good here. I won't open your bag. No, it's fun though. It's a fun game, but this is one I have to be in the mood to play this game, and you'll play it anytime.
I'll throw Sheriff down anytime, anywhere. That's
exactly,
an awesome game.
So there you go, case in point.
So what, number 7?
7.
My number 7, if we would have met when I was a teenager, you would have been really young, but if we somehow met when I was a younger lad, and you were this younger too, but not
teenager,
a child. This was one of my favorite games back then. But now it's run its course. But you still like it more than I.
What game we have
that would be Trivial Pursuit. In all its iterations, Trivial Pursuit. She still loves Trivial Pursuit.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm kind of about it.
You've played it out, I guess.
Yeah, I did. Just I don't know. It's more of an activity than a game for me. It's more. I'd almost rather just pull the cards out and just read them and ask questions than I would to actually play the game.
That too, yeah.
I played the crap out of this game when I was in high school and college. I played and played and played and played and played and played and played. We ran through the cards so much we started memorizing the cards. That's how much I played that game.
I didn't play it like that.
So it's run its course, but I will pull it out. We've played it a few times, but it's just
now
I'm
he doesn't
done.
play as much because now he's challenged.
That's part of it too. No, in college I was challenged. In high school, not so much, but in college I was challenged.
No, I'm just messing with you. But yeah, no, essentially it's roll and move. I mean, I get it. It's not an exciting game. For me, it's an atmospheric thing too.
Like I said, it's an activity.
It is. I can see that. I can see where it's more of an activity because it is. For me, it's the hanging out with everybody, chatting, asking questions, giving somebody grief if they don't know the answer, or vice versa.
Another thing about that game, and this is pretty much all trivia games. It's just a lot of if you win or not is you happen to luck into easy questions, right?
Yeah. That's part of the fun is who's going to luck out this game. Yeah. Because that's how we win. That's usually it's whoever happens to get the lucky question at a crucial moment. That's usually what does it for us because we're pretty neck and neck on most of the categories.
Yeah.
So it's pretty fun. So yeah, I can see that.
Trivial Pursuit.
Pursuit of trivial things.
Yes.
I like that one. Okay, number 6. As my train of breaking your heart continues. Marco Polo. Hunter loves this game. We'll play it to death. And I love this game too, but once again, there's dice involved. There's a couple things with Marco Polo. I really like this game. There's a lot to it, but for some reason, and probably because this game has not clicked enough with me where I strategize. I'm slow. I start out really strong, but then I don't have a long-term strategy.
Right.
I'm not very good at that, apparently. So by the time my engines get going and I'm like, yeah, I got this figured out, the game ends.
Yeah.
So I'm still building up, I'm still ramping up, and the game ends. So it seems like it always ends too soon for me, and if I don't get the right combos for dice mitigation, because I always have to calculate dice mitigation, people. Just has to do it. So it's like extra effort on my part every round. I got to figure out, okay, what's my plan, but I'm not going to get that. So what's my backup plan? Because that's what I'm probably going to end up having to do. So for me, Marco Polo is a lot more work than it is play sometimes. I really have to grind to get my dice to cooperate for me for some reason. And I love the premise of that game. I love the premise. I love the different options you have. The game is cool. I mean, I understand why you love that game. I understand. I
love the game.
You love that game. You were over here. He was over here earlier today. I'm not kidding you. Just petting it. It's like
I love me some Marco Polo. That's an awesome game.
It's a fun game, but again, it just if dice hate you, you definitely make a plan B for everything you do in the game.
You always play the dude that always rolls whatever number you want.
There's a reason for that. He saves me so much work. And I actually have a fighting chance. I have to make you work to win, at least, with him.
Yeah, I love Marco
So-
Polo. That's an awesome game.
It
I'm
is.
shocked it's not higher on your list.
I do like that game, though. And the premise is fantastic. There's not very many games that have a really strong premise like that. So,
Yep.
Very
I love
original.
I love dice. It's dice and worker placement.
yeah, seriously.
So
It's very good.
all right. So what am I on? 6?
6.
6. My number 6 is Machi Koro.
Oh, yeah, I knew you didn't like Machi Koro as much.
Ooh, that game. It's like crazy light. It's like
It is.
super duper light. It's crazy random.
It is.
Crazy light. I mean, I like it, but it's just it's a filler game that takes too long for me. That's how I view Machi Koro. I mean, I enjoy it, but it's like it's just overstays its welcome.
I can see that.
It's
I can
just
totally
so
see that.
light and so random. It needs to be a shorter game. I understand that. I guess there is some to it, getting combos and trying to get the same numbers and knowing when to switch from one die to another die and things like that. But it's just light.
And this is the irony. It has some. You have to depend on some dice rolls to get something sometimes. So there's some irony there that I like the game that much. But I don't know what it is about the combination for that where you're building up a city, but you're also looking for some nice combos. I really enjoy seeking out combos and stuff like that. And I like deck building, civ building, town building, and that sort of thing. So it's got those two things. And I don't know, the game, maybe because I struggle with the dice, the game does not go too quickly for me. I don't know. Or take too long or whatever.
Right.
The way it doesn't seem to take too long because I'm sitting here trying to make everything work and I enjoy diving in and looking at all the combos and stuff. And I'm not as quick necessarily at finding combos. Maybe that's part of it too.
Yeah,
So,
I think it is a really great family weight game. It's just it's really. I understand that it's. I just feel like that those almost to me, and this goes back to our taste have changed.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It is
Family
it's
weights
like,
almost now are fillers to me. Mm-hmm. They're like let's give our brain a little time off and play a family weight game and do that. And that's what Machi Koro fills that niche. But
I think this is another one of those examples where I am much more of the Omni gamer than you are, too. Because
I
don't
swear
like,
I'm becoming this crazy heavy Euro guy.
Yeah.
Well, just heavy games in
But yeah,
general.
because you like lighter stuff too, but it's definitely usually a social based game
Yeah,
now
right,
if you're
right.
doing lighter stuff.
Right, exactly
And
right.
me, I play almost anything, really.
Yep,
So
I can see that.
yep.
So
that makes sense.
number 6, Machi Koro.
Chikoro. So there you go. Number 5, where Hunter cries. You know what this is.
No.
Yes, you do. Champions
Oh,
of
I
Midgard.
thought this was gonna be your number 1.
No.
Oh, geez, I'm scared what the next 4 are then.
No, because I don't see, again, you make it sound like I don't hate Champions of Midgard. Again, I love the premise. I love the options. But for me, there's not enough dice mitigation. I have to work really hard to mitigate my dice or get extremely
Dice are
lucky.
perfectly random, right? You know that, right? There's not.
I believe if I were to make a record of my dice rolls, that I would defy
I roll
your
the same dice
statistics.
you are.
You would not. No, apparently not.
As a side, I love Champions of Midgard. Love.
It's a
Champions
great
of Midgard.
game. I'm not knocking the game. I just don't like it as
Worker
much as you.
placement, dice combat, win.
Yeah, it's really cool. And the special cards that you get are probably some of my favorite in the game. There's so many neat things you can get with those, from extra resources to extra.
Do you
50 points
do you
or-
think that maybe that you focus in on the bad rolls so much that you think they're happening more often than they are?
No, because I keep losing because of them.
I don't know. I roll a bad roll. I'm like, oh well, what yeah, and you're
No,
like, ugh.
They're killing the game for me. I can't get ahead. I have to work. No, you build up an army in like a turn and a half. Me, it takes like 3 turns because I roll nothing.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
My warriors are just better than yours.
You should see the odds when I go. I'm like, hey, there's a troll I have to kill. Oh, that's right. I have to take twice as many warriors as Hunter does over that thing. So I'm like sending everybody to my troll. Yeah, it's. I am not exaggerating. There is not an exaggeration. Haven't we recorded me playing dice yet on something? I'm sure there's evidence floating. If not, there will be evidence. Don't worry about it. It'll happen.
All right. So my number 5?
Yes.
My number 5. This game is pretty much another one that's run its course for me, but she still loves it. And that is Dominion.
Oh, yeah. I thought that'd be your number 1.
Oh, just wait.
Do you see this? Okay.
I enjoy Dominion, but I'm pretty much now that if we're gonna play, I'm probably gonna play Prosperity because it just that game just most of the Dominion games for me, it's a kind of a slow burn. You slowly build up, and you get a few cards here, and then you get cranking, and then 45 minutes later, then you start buying the big property cards, whatever they're called, the state cards, whatever they are, the victory point ones, whatever they are.
Province.
Yeah, that one. You buy those, and then it's like boom, 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 and the game's over. So you spent all this time building up,
but that's part of the fun.
And
building
then boom, 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 the game's over. But Prosperity, man, you're like buying big cards, like 2 or 3 turns in,
true.
you're already buying these crazy big cards, and lots of things are going on. So that if I'm going to play, that's probably the one I'm going to play. But as for like the older Dominion games,
how'd they go again? Okay. No, I understand that. I could play deck builders all the time.
True. I'm kind of meh on deck builders. Deck builders are meh for me.
I love deck building. I love them. I have a T-shirt that says that.
Do you?
I do.
There you go. My number 5, Dominion.
Go play it. It's awesome. All right.
Prosperity is.
Yeah, Prosperity is amazing. That's probably my favorite too, easily. All right, my number 4. This may or may not be fair because I feel like I want to play it again soon and just see. But it seems like I don't have as much fond memories of it as you do, and that's Thunderstone.
Yeah. We haven't played it in a long time.
I know, we need to play it. So I almost feel like it's semi-unfair because we'll play
it. But I do love Thunderstone. I think Thunderstone destroys Dominion.
See, and I have not gotten that vibe for whatever reason when we've played it and what I remember of it. And it's another deck builder, so you'd think, oh my gosh. But
yeah, we probably should crank it out.
I think I want to play it again, but at the same time, for whatever reason, I can't figure out why, I don't find it as interesting.
Which blows my mind because it has at least a little bit of a theme. You're going out and recruiting more
you know what? That
people
might be...
to fight, and you get weapons, and you go and fight monsters, and you build up your guys, you level them up, and all kinds of cool stuff.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe I expected the theme to be stronger, and it feels very...
I don't know.
Like Dominion, I didn't expect it to be a theme at all because it's just different abilities you combine and stuff, whatever. But with this one, it's supposed to be this big fantasy theme, but it feels like slapped onto me. It could have been anything.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. That's kind of hypocritical because I'm sure everyone says that about Dominion, but I don't know. I don't know. I want to play it again, but you like that more than me, and we need to play it again. I want to play it again. But
I would play that over Dominion.
And I like it. Don't get me wrong. It's not that I hate this game. I don't hate any of the games on here.
I can't say that.
But again, case in point that I like a lot more variety than
that.
You do. Okay.
So there you go. So Thunderstone.
Thunderstone.
Thunderstone Advance.
Yeah, Thunderstone Advance. Yeah, let me specify.
All right. So 4 for me.
Yes.
My number 4 is a game let me preface this by saying, if you enjoy this game, that I'm happy for you. I'm glad you enjoy this game, and I don't berate anyone for the games they enjoy. But I'm speaking of my own opinion, and I despise this game.
You're despising your number 4?
Yes. Because I don't think you crazy like it either, but you don't despise it.
Oh.
And my number 4 is Flux.
Oh.
If I see Flux hitting the table, I am leaving the area. That game is just, you may as well just hand everyone a card, and whichever one has the closest to A in the alphabet on their card, they win. But that game is completely and totally random, and it is a slog. And that game can last like an hour and a half if it just falls right. That game is not my cup of tea. But she at least tolerates the game.
Yeah, I don't mind Flux, and it's like one of those that's really fun to play with family. The kids love it, because it's silly, wacky. They never know what they're gonna get. They get into it, and it's the banter in between. Again, it's the play environment as much as the game for me. So I don't mind it. Some of the themes are really fun. It's kind of fun to do the milk and cookies combo or something like that. It's fun.
Case in point. Now if the girls come up to me and bat their eyes and say, please, please, Daddy, will you play Flux with me? I will play. But oh my gosh, the whole time I'm thinking, please let it in, please let it in, please let it in.
He practically runs from the table when it's over. But yeah, he'll play.
So the only reason it's not higher on my list is because I know she doesn't crazy love it.
No, I'm not like super over the moon or anything, yeah.
That's my number 4. Flux in the 300 variations of said game, including Flux the board game. That one's even eviler, so.
Alrighty.
Flux, my number 4.
This is taking a turn.
My next 3 aren't as bad.
So you say. My number 3 goes along a theme that I've already discussed earlier.
Oh, geez. Dice?
Nope.
No?
And that is the Resistance.
Oh, love Resistance.
I don't know why.
Resistance.
I could pass on the Resistance. I still, the last time we played it, I tried to put my finger on why it is. I don't really like that game. And I'm not really sure why. The theme seems really weak to me for some reason. Just like, yay, I voted and it failed. I don't know what it is about that. I don't know why I don't like that game. Everybody gets into it.
Which is funny because the last game we played, we were laughing our heads off at the end of it.
I know, because Carl and I totally destroyed you guys, but I don't... I mean, I enjoy playing it with everyone, but the game itself...
It's like I don't know her anymore.
I don't know why I don't like that one as much. I could totally pass on that game.
I've cooled down on Resistance a little bit. I mean, it's not my. If I want to play that kind of game, I want to grab Spyfall.
Oh yeah,
instead.
I would do that.
But I love Resistance just because it's a little more involved than Spyfall. It's a slower burn. You slowly figure out things. Oh, you did this, but then you were on this team and you did that. It kind of is a slow deduction kind of thing. Where Spyfall's boom, 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 and it's over. I mean, it's a really, really fast paced game.
See, and I like Saboteur and other games that have traders and stuff in it too, and I love them, and I will play them all the time. But I don't know what it is about Resistance. Just I don't know if and usually I like the sci-fi kind of themes and stuff, but that one just I don't know. It's just kind of meh.
Well, we'll try One Night Revolution. Maybe
no,
maybe like that one better. We got that. We haven't played it yet. It's supposedly like a really quick version of Resistance.
Yeah, so maybe I'll like that one more. Maybe it is the pace.
Yeah, that's a longer, slower burn.
Yeah.
But that one it always seems to have a big payoff at the end where it's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe what happened.
Yeah. Maybe I just haven't been in. Maybe I've just kind of been the villager too many times to get into it as much.
Yeah,
I
maybe.
Don't know. So.
All right, so my number
3.
Number 3.
3.
My number 3 is, I'm not sure how you pronounce it. People pronounce it 17 different ways. This is like her family favorite game, and I kind of tolerate playing it because her family loves it so much. And that is Blockus or Bloku.
Or Blokus. Or
Blockus.
Blokes. I don't know. We always called it Blockus.
Our family just loves this game, and I'm like...
Well, you don't like abstracts.
Well,
you don't like abstract games.
Rarely like abstract.
I don't know.
It's just not much of a game there to me. It just
historically, my family liked to put together puzzles, and then we've always liked puzzly kind of games. We played a lot of abstract games and stuff, so that one just kind of fit that little niche right there that kind of crossed over those things.
I play it to...
And the kids learn it really easily.
I play it to get like brownie points with your family.
Oh, brother.
But man, that game.
You don't like Blockus?
That's like an hour of just watching grass grow.
Yeah, and there, in a nutshell, is what Hunter thinks about abstract games.
There's a few. I like the Duke. The Duke was fun. I like
Okay.
that game.
Okay. There are exceptions.
And that's about it.
Exactly.
But man, that
Do
that
not
game,
go to him for an abstract
that game is like,
recommendation.
it's just like, or is it over yet? Please, is it? But her family likes it, so I have to.
Oh yeah, look
Smile.
what a hero.
Oh wait, they're watching this.
And all his Christmas presents got sent back.
Well.
So yeah, no. That was just that's a.
I can understand where you're coming from if that's what you grew up with and that's the kind of games you
Yeah,
played.
we play abstract.
But see, when I was a
like
kid, I
abstracts.
played HeroScape and
Oh, see,
Risk
yeah.
and things like
Well, we
that.
played Risk, but I'm
Yeah,
risked out.
Axis and Allies and just all kinds of games. I remember.
You played a bigger variety, I think, of board games. I did more card games and abstracts.
Yeah.
And
So anyway, so there you
stuff
go.
like
Blocus, something. It's little semi-translucent colored pieces that you put on a board and until the board's full and someone wins.
that. It's like patchwork, but for 4 players, sort of, without the patchwork thing.
All right, so what's your number 2?
My number 2, again, every time we even discuss this, Hunter's like pleading with me, we need to play this again so that you will change your mind every time. And that is Game of Thrones.
Oh!
I really have no interest in even trying this game again, but I will.
All right, stop. Let me tell the story here. Let me tell you this. We played this game one time, and one time only. So, way back in, it was like, what, maybe 3 years ago?
Yeah,
Maybe?
Yeah.
The Dice Tower does this like 24-hour marathon. I think they shortened it down to 18-hour marathon. And we got this crazy bright idea that we're going to do a 24-hour marathon. And so I read up on all the games and I studied them before we started.
Yep.
And we were playing and a couple people didn't show up for a while, so it was like me and Rebecca and one other person. But we wanted to save Game of Thrones for
When we had everybody,
everyone was there. So that didn't happen until like 1 or 2 in the morning. And for whatever reason, I let me finish the story. So about 1 or 2, I hit the wall and my brain shut off. So when I was trying to explain the rules, I got like 50% of the rules right. So as we're going, we're like, I don't know how to do that, so we'll just skip this. And I don't know what's going on with this, so we'll just leave that out. And I looked through the rule book. Okay, I think I know how we're going to do that. So we played maybe half of what the game... We basically played Risk, because we did all the diplomacy stuff was kind of out the window. All the getting different... You get like a leadership thing and a best at this thing, and you get a sword for something. So I still don't even know how to play the game. And now no one will touch that game because it was such a bad experience. But I think it's actually a pretty solid game, but no one will play it with me anymore.
I think if you could get a group together, I would play it with you now.
But it's got the risk, the kind of the risk aspect. It's got diplomacy. It's got secret bidding. It's got a lot of things going for it. But at 2 a.m., I couldn't. I couldn't remember half the rules, and B, no one was listening to half the rules when I was trying to explain them.
I will say this, because at that point in time, actually it might have been longer than that, because I think I may have just finished nursing Nessa. I was used to being up all the time, so I was the only person in our entire group that had no problem staying up 24 hours straight, because it was almost like a sleep deprivation training camp, part 27 for me. I was used to it, so I was still alert and functioning, and just slogging through that game. I guess it would have been better off if I had been asleep while we played that game, because I was aware of everything that was going on as we slogged through that game, and it was painful.
I just hit the wall for whatever reason, and then...
Well, because it was 2 a.m.
Well, yeah.
It's just, you were used to getting more sleep than that, and I just,
Anyway, it just had a bad first play, and it may never
Good
get
luck,
it
Game of Thrones.
It may never get played again.
Good luck.
So that's a good one, because I really think, honestly, I think I would enjoy that game if we played it again.
So maybe hit him up at a con. He might actually take you up on it. Me?
Under the right conditions.
Take bribes. Yeah.
So my number 2?
You're number 2.
My number 2 is Caitlin's, one of her favorites, probably her favorite game if she was really being honest. And Rebecca really, really, really enjoys it too, and I secretly tolerate this game.
Oh, it's not so secret. Is it Smash Up?
Smash Up. For whatever reason, that game just doesn't do it for me.
I see. I don't know. I
It
like
just
it.
doesn't. I don't know. It just. It's. I understand why people enjoy it. I understand why it's so popular. It's just.
Yeah.
It just doesn't float my boat for some reason. Although they just came out with an expansion that is loosely, not so loosely, based on Star Trek, Star Wars, Transformers.
What?
And what's the fourth one? Some other really popular IP.
So why don't we have this yet?
I don't know. We haven't bought it. Because I don't like Smash Up.
Oh my gosh.
But, so yeah, I don't know what it is about it. It just seems like you just get the right combos, and it's really...
If you don't like, maybe it's a lot of reading.
Maybe, I don't know. It just seems,
Because you do have almost all of the cards have some kind of special ability or something, and if you don't remember them, you're constantly reading these cards. Okay, what do they do?
and another thing that might make that game a little better is some people print out little cards that we can track how many points are on the base. Because like every time someone plays a card, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, it didn't go off.
Yeah,
the other person puts a card down. We forgot how many points were there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need to
do those mats. That would help.
Smash Up.
See, I don't know. That part doesn't bother me so much as you get to do all these crazy combos.
I think it's the
if
math
you're gonna
person in me.
have-
There should be a little spreadsheet that updates every time you put a card down. It gives you a new total at the bottom. I don't know. It just
No, I understand. Like if they had a
especially if someone especially if someone plays a card in this base and we count that one, they play another card on this base and they play another card on this base. You're sitting there the whole time. You're just counting the things. It's just I don't know.
No, there is a lot of that, and if you're not paying attention,
I think I'm talking really loud.
you are.
I'm getting excited. I hate Smash Up.
Oh my gosh! Why this hatred to the?
I don't hate Smash Up. It's just
No.
Caitlin loves it so much. And I think the only reason I enjoyed it at all is that
she loves it so
much. And she gets so excited when she pulls off a combo and
Yeah,
things like
it's
that.
fun. It is fun.
So yeah, I mean, but if I was to pick a game, I don't think I would ever pick Smash Up.
And there's all these cool characters, and like you said, apparently now there's plenty of characters that I need in my life that we
I
don't
can't remember
have.
what the third faction is.
Doesn't
Star
matter.
Trek, Star Wars.
You have Star Trek in there. We're good.
And Transformers.
I'll buy it for that one.
and I don't remember the fourth one. Anyway.
Doesn't matter. Star Trek's in it. We need it.
So that's my number 2. Smash Up.
All right. My number 1. If we're gonna go technically with board games, I'm sure everyone's gonna be like about this, but we said games. Okay. So my number 1 is not technically a board game.
Pitch Car?
No. Why would I hate on Pitch Car? Seriously.
No.
Why would I hate on Pitch Car? Do you really want me to go
It's
into
not
this again?
technically a board game.
It's not. It's not a board game. It is a game. It's not a board game.
Okay.
Some argue it's a sport. Poker.
Poker! Oh! Love poker.
See. Now, in its defense, there are so many things you can do with poker, and it can be a light game, it can be a heavy game, depends on who you're playing, what you're doing with it, blah, 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 blah. But at its heart, it's betting and luck with cards, and for some reason...
It's not luck.
Well, yeah, I see, exactly. For me, it kind of... I don't have the skills necessary to make that a good game.
You're not good at poker facing at all.
See? So, obviously, if I can't poker face...
I can't even remember the last time we played poker together.
I can tell you exactly the last time we played it. We were at a friend's house with a whole bunch of people, most of whom I didn't really know, and everyone's like, let's play poker! And Hunter's like, yay! And I'm like, oh, I'm going to be roped into this. I have to play poker.
I love poker.
I have to spend 2 hours of my life.
That's a good one. I wouldn't have thought about that one.
Playing
But wow,
poker.
yeah. That is a pretty extreme difference. Because I will throw down some poker anytime.
I
love it.
will play poker because you love it.
I love it for multiple reasons. I love the tension of it. I love the strategy of it. I love the probability and statistics of it. I love the social aspect of it. Anyway. Poker.
That's what I think about poker.
So you done? You got anything else to say?
I've said it all.
My number 1. This one may come as a shock. But this game has been completely and totally replaced by another game. I don't know if it's on screen, but here's the replacement. Right there.
Yes, okay, that's not a shock.
Race for the Galaxy. If it was my choice, we would never play that game again because Roll for the Galaxy is so much better. It is. It's smoother, it's quicker, it's easier to understand, it's more organized, it's everything. In my opinion, is better. Roll for the Galaxy. But she loves Race for the Galaxy. In fact, I think on their space games, you put Race for the Galaxy higher than Roll for the Galaxy.
By this much, and it's a stupid reason, but I like card games. And I love Roll for the Galaxy. I love Roll for the Galaxy. And there's something about the way, especially with the Ambitions expansion, that is an amazing game. And I will throw it down anytime. But for something different, if there's people that know the symbols and aren't going to gripe about reading the thing and stuff, yeah, you don't really gripe about it. But I just like the card game aspect of it. If they could somehow manage to clean up the game and make that dice game into the card game, I wouldn't play any other game probably. I love it so much.
I mean, I understand why you love it and why it's so good, but it's just for me, just shaking up those dice and rolling it, see what you get.
But you're a dice freak.
And it's just as opposed to going, I'm going to choose to do that. That's all. I'm going to choose to do an action.
As opposed to, well, that didn't roll the way I wanted to.
No, but you got tons of ways to mitigate dice.
And that's why I like
game.
Roll for the Galaxy, and that's why I love that game.
But anyway,
because
so
many options.
Race for the Galaxy, before Roll for the Galaxy came out, I really enjoyed that game, and we played it quite a bit. Yeah. But as far as I'm concerned, unless she wants to play it, it is done. That game is over for me. And just because I don't, I get the same experience quicker. I think it's more fun. 'Cause I don't know, rolling the dice. And seeing what happens is more interesting than, oh, she happened to pick this to do this, and oh, that's good for me.
I like card games. I like to have a little bit more control of my fate. So I get the hand that I'm dealt. Okay, I know there's some luck involved with that, but I have all of the options in front of me. I'm not gonna be blindsided because I have every choice right here.
Yeah, but you don't know what the other player is gonna pick. Though.
I don't, but you don't with Roll either.
True.
So they negate each other, but I have these cards, and from these I get to pick and choose and control that. Whereas with the other one, I may potentially have to do some dice mitigation, or I may have to go with the maybe. There's a lot more openness with Roll. There is some of that, and that's why I think I like Roll for the Galaxy so much. You're right. There is some of that feel with the card game there, because they do make the dice so amazing. There's so many good choices.
Well, and also
you very rarely get a complete dud.
You almost have a hand of cards in a way. When you draw the tiles from the bag, you get to look at it and pick which side you want to do and put them down. Your cards are kind of the tiles that are out there. That's kind of your hand of cards.
And that's why that game is so high on my list. And it's just I don't know.
I think another thing about that is that when we pull out Roll, we can just start playing.
That's true.
We pull out Race. It's like, okay, we play it so infrequently that we got to relearn some things about it. How many cards do you start with? How many of this and how many of that?
Yeah, but that's not fair because if we played it all the time, that wouldn't be.
But I'm just saying that's another reason why it's not
for
as,
you. It's not
not as good because we can just pull this guy off the shelf, plop it out, and we can play it.
We know how to play. Yeah.
So that's that. So Race for the Galaxy is my number one because it's done in my opinion, and she still loves it more than Roll. So there it is. There's our top 10 games that they like more than the other. Well, that I like more than her, and she likes. No,
the top 10 games that you like better than I.
There you go. That's it. So down in the comments.
Don't talk about our grammar.
Leave the games that
cause disruption in your house.
Leave games that you really like that no one else seems to like, or just the opposite that all your friends seem to like that you just hate to play. Let us know what those are, and if you like our stuff, please subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you next time. Bye.